My name is Nicole McCraney, and I am Brandon's wife. We have 3 kids. Sloan is 10, going on 30. She'll be 11 in April, and she is about to hit middle school. Reese is 9, and she's everything you'd want in a middle child. And then there's Jake. He is 6, and that kid. Brandon just thinks he's the funniest thing in the whole world. I think I utter the words every day, "That's your kid." And then he probably does the same thing with Sloan for me. We've been married for 13 years this June, and despite the last couple of years with building a business during COVID and all of those challenges, I think we're getting there. We're hitting our stride. Something I admire would be, and I thought this was like a funny joke, but it's stupid. Like, he's just like the best juggler I know. Like, he's just got about 85 balls in the air at one time, and you'd never know it. You might think he would be, come home and not want to talk to the kids, and you'd have no idea that he was dealing with taxes on one end and barrels on another end and event spaces on the other end. And I admire that, and the fact that he still takes the time to make all of us feel just special. Something some people might not know about Brandon is that he was in the Air Force, and I think the Air Force actually really helped shape who he is, especially with his discipline.
So I'm a 3rd generation military veteran. My grandfather was in the Navy, and during World War II, my father was a retired Air Force, enlisted. I got a brother actually who commissioned the same month I did, and he's still actively serving in the Air Force. But I was in the ROTC program, Air Force ROTC program at North Carolina State University when I was getting my undergraduate degree, and shortly upon graduating, commissioned into the Air Force, where I spent 4 years at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio as an acquisitions officer. That career field essentially does weapons development, or at least what our focus was, weapons development for the military and the Air Force. And so had 4 different jobs while I was there, responsibilities while I was there, ranging from program management to working on a general staff. Ultimately, that's where Nicole and I dated, but also right when we got out, or I transitioned out of the military, we got engaged and moved on to pursue, I guess, our corporate life. But one of the takeaways, especially when you get out, for me was just the culture and the camaraderie that accompanies being in the military, and how that never really escapes you. And that part is something that I really appreciate, especially every weekend when I have veterans that come and visit the distillery. There's that common bond that you instantly can connect with somebody, and I enjoy having those conversations with folks every week and learning about their background and what they did to help serve this country and move us forward. There are several things that have translated from me in my time in the military to starting the distillery. And I'd say first and foremost is that the get it done mentality. So in the military, it's you figure it out, basically. There's no retreating on that. And with the distillery and getting started up, took 4 years to get up and running, being rejected 12 times by lenders before we heard a yes, constant delays from the county hitting us with change orders, etc., delaying us to get open. Liquidating our 401k in order to open up the doors, but we never had that mentality of we need to call this quits. It was continue forward, persevere, adapt, and overcome.
It can be rough. We're definitely learning how to communicate better, but I think that when the kids look back, they're gonna look back and have like really cool memories. I mean, who can say they grew up in a distillery? Well, a bunch of people in Kentucky probably, but here, they're gonna be pretty unique. And Sloan's gonna be a really good bartender someday. She's already had lots of cocktail mixing classes with Ben, you know, before we open, and she loves that. Reese will help out anywhere she can. She'll set up events. I'm in there ironing tablecloths, and she's, whatever you need, Dad, whatever you need. And then Jake, I mean, he's on a forklift. He's 6, so I shouldn't say that. We'll probably get like OSHA after us, but it'll be cool. They don't always want to be there when they have to be there. I'm sure they want to see Dad more. Although I don't think it's nearly as bad as when he was traveling for sales. And we get to see him every night. We get him back every night, so it might be long days, but I think in the end, when we all look back, it's gonna be the best part of our life.